The Castle at Midnight, a tale of eternal companionship. The wind howled across the moors, carrying the scent of damp earth and ancient stone as Mr. Edwin Carver approached the towering silhouette of Blackthorn Castle. Its spires pierced the moonlit sky, a Gothic monument to a bygone era. He adjusted his scarf, his light brown hair tousled by the breeze, and knocked on the heavy oak doors. He had answered an advertisement for a tenant, a curious offer from a reclusive nobleman seeking someone to share his vast estate. The pay was modest, but the promise of solitude appealed to Edwin's weary soul. The doors creaked open, revealing Lord Victor Blackthorn, a tall figure with dark, slick hair gleaming like polished obsidian in the candlelight. His pale skin seemed to glow against the crimson velvet of his waistcoat, and his eyes, sharp and fathomless, fixed on Edwin with an unsettling intensity. "Welcome, Mr. Carver," Victor said, his voice smooth as silk, carrying the weight of centuries. "I trust your journey was not too taxing." Edwin stepped inside, his boots echoing on the polished marble floor of the grand foyer. "Not at all, my lord. The castle is impressive." He glanced up at the vaulted ceiling where shadows danced among the chandeliers, their crystals winking like stars. Victor smiled faintly, a gesture that didn't quite reach his eyes. "It has stood for centuries, a testament to endurance. Come, let us sit and discuss your tenancy." He gestured toward a set of double doors leading to a lavish drawing room. The conversation by the fire. The drawing room was a study in opulence, walls lined with dark oak panels, a roaring fireplace casting a warm glow over plush armchairs upholstered in deep burgundy. A grand portrait of Victor hung above the mantel, his likeness captured in oils, though the eyes in the painting seemed to follow Edwin as he took a seat. Victor settled opposite him, a glass of red wine in hand, though Edwin noticed he never drank from it. "You seek solitude, Mr. Carver," Victor began, swirling the wine absently. "A man after my own heart. I, too, have lived alone for far too long. This castle, grand as it is, grows hollow without company." Edwin nodded, warming his hands by the fire. "I've always preferred my own thoughts to the clamor of society. Your advertisement seemed a perfect fit. Though I must ask, why a tenant? Surely a man of your standing has no need of the income." Victor's lips curled into a knowing smile. "It is not coin I seek, but companionship. Immortality, forgive me, I mean longevity, can be a lonely affair. I require someone to share these halls, to fill the silence with conversation. A friend, if you will." Edwin raised an eyebrow, intrigued but cautious. "A noble sentiment, my lord. I'd be honored to oblige, at least for a time." Victor's gaze sharpened, though his tone remained velvet soft. "Oh, I hope it will be for much longer than that." The revelation in the library. Victor led Edwin through the castle's winding corridors, their footsteps muffled by thick rugs woven with intricate patterns. They entered a vast library, its shelves towering to the ceiling, filled with leather-bound tomes that smelled of dust and secrets. A single candelabrum illuminated the room, casting long shadows across the stone walls. "These books," Victor said, running a pale hand along a shelf, "chronicle centuries of knowledge. I've read them all, yet they cannot speak back to me. That is why you are here, Edwin. To be my companion through the endless nights." Edwin paused, turning to face him. "Endless nights? You speak as though time has no hold on you." Victor chuckled, a low, resonant sound. "Astute, aren't you? Tell me, do you believe in the old tales, vampires, creatures of the night who defy death itself?" Edwin laughed nervously. "Children's stories, surely." "Not stories," Victor replied, stepping closer. His eyes glinted red in the candlelight, and his fangs, sharp and undeniable, gleamed as he bared them in a deliberate smile. "I am one such creature, and this castle is my eternal domain. I brought you here not as a tenant, but as a friend, to share my immortality." Edwin's breath caught, his heart pounding. "You mean to trap me here?" "No trap," Victor said softly. "A gift. Loneliness is a curse I would not wish upon anyone. Stay with me, and you will never know its sting again." The transformation. The library seemed to close in around them as Victor extended a hand, his nails sharp and glinting. "One bite," he murmured, "and you will be as I am, free from death, bound to this castle and to me, a companion for eternity." Edwin stumbled back, his mind racing. He thought of the life he'd left behind, empty, aimless, and the strange allure of Victor's offer. The vampire's loneliness mirrored his own, a void he'd never filled. "And if I refuse?" he asked, voice trembling. Victor's expression softened, almost mournful. "You may leave, but the door will close behind you forever. I will not force you. The choice is yours." Silence stretched between them, heavy and electric. Then, with a shaky breath, Edwin stepped forward. "Do it." Victor moved swiftly, his fangs sinking into Edwin's neck. Pain flared, then faded into a cold, numbing ecstasy. When it was done, Edwin stood reborn, his light brown hair now streaked with silver, his eyes glowing with the same unearthly light as Victor's. Eternal friendship. Years later, the two sat by the same fireplace, the castle unchanged by time. Victor, his dark hair still slick and pristine, laughed at some jest Edwin made, his light brown hair now fully silvered, a mark of his transformation. The loneliness that once haunted them both had vanished, replaced by a bond forged in blood and immortality. The castle remained their sanctuary, its halls echoing with their voices. Edwin would never leave, not because he couldn't, but because he no longer wished to. Blackthorn Castle had become their eternal home, a testament to a friendship that would never fade.